Hey everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you a guide on how to play Demonology, Warlock and Shadowlands to a rival level. So before we get into it, please make sure to subscribe, and if you have any follow-up questions, don't be afraid to ask in the comments. Anyway, let's jump into it. Alright, so we're going to start with talents. For our first talent, we're going to want to take Demonic Strength. It's much better than the other two, unless you're playing a specific dog build, but it just seems to do the most damage and works really well with your other cooldowns. For our level 25 talent, we're going to take Doom. The other two are okay in certain instances, but Doom is pretty strong. It's a nice reliable tick, and you can put it on twice and it will tick twice. And it does quite a bit of damage. For level 30, we're going to run Demon Skin, because it's very strong on demo because we've got Soul Link as well, so it makes us really tanky. In 9.1, we might be taking Dark Pact because that 1,940 damage there is going up to about 8,000. Oh my god. And that will be pretty strong. For our level 35 talent, we're going to go Vile Fiend, but From the Shadows and Soul Strike are both viable options. This just seems to work the best with Demonic Tyrant at the moment. From the Shadows might be good in 9.1 because it's 20% will be affecting Demonic Tyrant then. And Soul Strike is just, if you feel like it's going to be hard to get a cast off, that's alright, but then you might just want to take From the Shadows. For our level 40 talent, we're going to run Mortal Coil. It's just really good for crowd control and peeling for yourself, and it's a nice big heal. Sometimes you might want to run Hell of Terror against maybe a Windwalker Monk or maybe even an Unholy Death Knight, but I generally feel that Mortal Coil is its best. Level 45 talent, pretty much always run Grim or Felguard myself. It's a lot of burst damage, and I don't really like how RNG the other two are. It just works really well with your Demonic Tyrant, Soul Rot, Demonic Strength, Dreadstalkers, everything. It's very strong. And we're pretty much always going to run Demonic Consumption. Unless you're Necrolord, you might want to run Sacrifice Souls for like a big Demon Bolt one-shot video. Sorry, I have a video on that. Big Demon Bolt one-shot. But Demonic Consumption always. Nether Portal shouldn't exist. It just needs a big buff because it's very cool. Pretty much always want to run Gateway Mastery for PvP talents, Felhunter and Dreadstalkers. Occasionally you might want to run Nether Ward or Amp Curse, but it can just be a bit difficult. But this is all the talents that I ran to get Rival. Now for our conduits, we are Night Fae, so we're going to go with Nia, mainly because of this tree here. It affects Demonic Tyrant's health and damage. It buffs all of your pet's health, buffing Demonic Tyrant's damage, and it also gives Mastery, which makes all of these abilities, including Demonic Strength, do more damage. It's a very, very good ability. It also gives you a bit of health, so it's nice, but yeah, it also buffs all your demon's health. This is a very important conduit here. Born of Blood. It's kind of rough playing games without getting many demonic core procs, so having this here is just very, very strong, helps you get your imps out and just a bit more consistent damage. Now, I like to run Fel Commander. It's pretty essential because your pet will die very quickly, and your pet also does do quite a bit of damage. I'm looking forward to 9.1, where we can have 3, and also have Carnivorous Stalkers. Because this, especially with the Grim Inquisitor's Legendary, which I have on a terrible piece of gear because I'm an idiot, it will be very nice to maybe try something out like that. But mainly for our conduits, we're going to run this and this. These don't matter too much. I would recommend run without tiring. Just a little bit of health helps. Tyrant Soul is also, I think, maybe later in the expansion, once this becomes a bit stronger, it might be a good option. But definitely, I'd recommend Born of Blood and Fel Commando. Now for our Legendaries, we've got basically 3 or 4 options. Bale Spiders is okay for Necrolord. That's kind of the whole one-shot thing I was talking about. But my personal favorites are Grim Inquisitors and Demonic Synergy. Demonic Synergy tends to be the best. It's kind of brain dead, you don't really have to do anything. It's pretty strong because it can like affect Demonic Strength and and like also your Doom damage and stuff when it procs on you. But sometimes Dread Calling can be very strong. Like if you build up quite a few stacks, and especially if you're running Dreadlash, it can ignore this. It can just do like quite a lot of damage, and if you're running the Dreadbite Conduit, this one, it can be very cool, and I'm looking forward to later in the expansion when this, I do feel like this is actually going to end up becoming better than this once more stuff is added into the game. But I would say Demonic Synergy is definitely the best thing to run, either on your head or shoulders, probably your head. I've been so bad with the gear I've been putting it on. But yeah, I would definitely recommend Demonic Synergy. It just increases your overall damage output, and you know, you got your Fel Commando Conduit, Demonic Synergy, Soul Rot, like it's just increasing all this damage. So yeah, so that's definitely the legendary you want to run. But I also think this one is very, very good. It just really really depends on how you want to play. This one can have like a lot of burst to it and be really, really strong. But yeah, Demonic Synergy is what I was using to get Rival, but Dread Calling is still very good. So here I think is just a sort of good game on how you should play Demo. Warriors are pretty versatile and have a lot of stuff to counter, so I think this is good. So using your stuns to peel for yourself is very important. It also goes with your burst in conjunction pretty well. And I would say it's very ideal to be calming with your partner to let them know that you need peeling, and they can also peel for you. Now, Demonology, if you use it correctly, is quite strong. You always want to maintain Curse of Exhaustion. See, right now I should be using it in this clip, but obviously I'm just kind of a little scared, so I'm just more focusing on surviving. But using your stun, Mortal Coil, and your fears are like super important. You want to use your Demonic Strength and Soul Rot every minute for a bit of a go, along with your Dreadstalkers, because Demonic Tyrant is pretty easily counterable, especially by warriors. You want to make sure to get your kicks off near the end, so you're not faked. It's happened to me a few times. So when a healer is casting Flash Heal and you have damage or something, so you want to be using your Felhunter. Yeah, so right now I have a Soul Rot and a Demonic Strength, and we get the kill. So we're versing Ret Disc here, and I just got to say that Retribution Paladins against Demolock, if you play correctly, a Ret Pally will never ever win. So right here, my Druid's pretty confident, but I go over here and peel for him, Mortal Coil and Fear. All you really have to do against a Ret Paladin is fear them and keep Curse of Exhaustion up. And once they freedom themselves, you can stun them, fear them again, and you can use your Soul Shape and your Demonic Circle and your Gate, and pretty much after they have their wings, which will literally like one-shot you, like it really does, then you can just kind of go. So we get Bubble here. I've just used Soul Rot, Demonic Strength, Dreadstalkers. See, I haven't even used Demonic Tyrant yet, and we get Bubble. I know I'm playing with Balanced Druid and they have pretty good burst, but still, it's like a lot of damage. See, right now, we just keep throwing out our Dreadstalkers, keep our pet on him, and keep CC on the healer. See, the red is riding my Druid, so I'm going to do everything I can in my power to keep him off him, and my Druid would do the same for me. So if the red gets on me, he's going to clone him, he's going to Thorns me, just going to do everything to peel for me. So right now I get Mind Games, and I'm feeling pretty scared, but then you can just kind of run away, keep Curse of Exhaustion up, and I still have Soul Shape and Fears, so I just Soul Shape away because my Druid's MC'd, and I can just run away. Bring my pet out. You want to always make sure your pet is taken care of. If your pet gets killed and you don't have your Fel Domination to heal, to bring him back quickly, you will hate yourself for it. It's happened to me many times, and you've just got to learn to health funnel when he needs to and pull him back when you need to. So yeah, we're just keeping our curses up on everything. I would recommend using Curse of Tongues more on the healer, but Curse of Exhaustion would be good. See, right now my healer, sorry, not my healer, my Broomy is stunned, I Soul Rot and Demonic Strength, and that's a lot of my damage. We get Bop, and the ret is going to go down here, because we got a Root Beam, and then I could pretty simply Fear out. But that is pretty much how you want to play Demonology, is be communicating with your partner and fearing the other target and making sure you're utilizing your curses, your stuns, and your fears for peeling, because it's a very fast-paced expansion, and if you like just go in and don't press fear, you're just going to get killed, and if you don't run, you're just going to get killed. You have to use your Demonic Gateway, keep your slows up, use your demonic circle, everything. So that's sort of how you just play it in 2v2 arena. At some point I think I'll do a video on 3s, but for now this is just kind of how to get rival in 2s. So yeah, if you have any more questions, just please leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to reply to them. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed this guide.